everybody, it's Christina. Welcome back to another Monday motivation video. Today we're going to be making a card using this hardwood stamp, background stamp, along with the Chalk Talk stamp set and the coordinating dies. I'm going to use this I Can't Thank You Enough sentiment. So let's go ahead and get started. I have my background stamp. I'm going to use Blushing Bride ink, and then I have a piece of Blushing Bride cardstock as well. And that cardstock is cut down to 5 1/4 by 2 3/4. So I'm just going to go ahead and ink that up, and I'm going to just lay my cardstock down onto my stamp. And I don't have a piece of scrap paper here to make sure I get this nice and covered. And let me just grab something from the side. I hope this wasn't my card base. So I'm just going to pick this up, and I have this nice background. Set this aside here, and then I'm going to still use the Blushing Bride along with my sentiment from the Chalk Talk stamp set and a piece of Whisper White cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and ink this up onto my piece of scrap Whisper White. So I have my I Can't Thank You Enough sentiment along with the Chalk Talk die, and I'm just going to cut this out on my Big Shot. I have my platform open or on all tabs, and then my 2 acrylic plates. So I'm just going to line that up and hope I didn't move that too much. I don't think I did. And then we'll just run this through. So the next thing I want to do is create kind of like a little file tab that's going to come off the side of that pink pirouette piece. So I'm just taking my envelope punch board, and I'm sticking it in, and I'm just creating a little tab that's going to be like a decorative edge. So there's my tab, and then I'm going to take my paper trimmer. So I'm just going to take my paper trimmer and cut off the little extra pieces here. So I'm just lined up my where this little groove is right here, right onto my cutting track, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut that piece off. And I'm just going to use that as a decorative edge right onto my pink pirouette piece. However, I do want another little piece that's going to come off the other side, so I'm just going to flip this around and cut off a little extra piece there. I'm going to take my Tombow Mono and just run a little bit of adhesive right down the back side of this one. And I'm going to create a little decorative, or just a little edge of the Whisper White coming off the side here. And then I'm going to do the same thing using my file folder, and I'm going to leave a little edge on that too. So we're just going to add the adhesive right to the back of my Blushing Bride. Alright, so there's that. I'm just going to trim off all these little extra pieces down at the top and the bottom. Alright, I'm going to take a piece of the paper doily. I'm going to trim some of this off. I don't want to use the whole piece, so I'm just going to take my paper trimmer and cut off a little section of this that I'm going to use. I'm trying to line it up so it goes in between, might be too much, so it goes in between the doily scallops. I'll add just a little bit of Tombow on this, and here it down. I'm lining it up right with the edge of the Whisper White. I'm going to take some of the natural twine, wrap this around a couple of times, and tie. I'm not going to tie a bow, I'm just going to tie a knot, but I am going to leave my tails a little long. It helps if I'm holding on to the knot. There we go. So I'm going to leave these a little long because I do want them kind of poking out from underneath my sentiment, which is my Chalk Talk piece. So I'm going to grab some dimensionals, I'm going to add one to the top and the bottom. Now I'll go ahead and trim these down a little bit. And then I'm going to add dimensionals to the back of this. I'll adhere this to my card base, which is a standard A2 size card. And I just got to kind of stand it up a little bit just so I can make sure I'm getting this in the center the best I can. And then the last thing I want to do is I'm going to add some of the candy dots. This is the Subtles collection. And there's two different color pinks in this the Subtles collection. There's the Blushing Bride, and then there's also Pink Pirouette. And I think this one is the Blushing Bride. So I'm just going to add a couple of these onto the front of my card. So I just want to go ahead, and my last step here is just round my quarters, and I'm using the 1/4 inch side of my corner chomper here. And that's my card for today. As always, a list of supplies will be down below and over on my blog if you want to check them out. And stay tuned, at the end there'll be links to some other videos that I've had out the past couple of episodes. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye.